Sometimes I feel like I'm missing my own life. Sometimes I feel like a total stranger in my life. And I know I'm not the only one. And I also know when I'm looking outside of my window that spring doesn't arrive all at once. Never does. Like one day you feel like something's opening, and then there's the sun coming out, the warmth. You feel like life is beginning again. I do at least. And then suddenly the cold returns, as if nothing ever changed. But something did. Something always does, right? Even if it doesn't look like it. Maybe you are in a place right now where you feel in between. You're a human being. And I hope so. Maybe as if a part just like watching from outside, wondering, is this my life? Really? I know that feeling very well. I've actually known it since I've been a teenager, probably. It never fully went away. Maybe got a little better, but still, I think that's what comes with being a highly sensitive person. There's so much that I appreciate, so much that I'm grateful for, but still, I need to be honest, sometimes I feel like I'm missing my life. Last year, like at exactly this time last year, life showed me something that had a very deep impact on me that I can't unsee, and it fundamentally changed how I see or how I understand time.
There's a scoop of light just above my knee. It resembles the world.
Pictures of food in restaurants always depress me, not because it feels tacky, but because it feels unnecessary.
My mind returns again and again to the picture you gave me.
Can you remember how you told me about the book you wanted to write and publish, and the paintings that you wanted to finish? Feels like yesterday. I bet you didn't expect that you would have to leave so soon. Can I ask you a question? Now that you're no longer here and you didn't get to finish all those things, do you feel like you failed? I know you don't feel that you failed, because I know you never stopped working, you never stopped creating. You just changed form. You're a shapeshifter. I think I'm asking because so many of us, myself included, we just suffer in our lives. We don't feel fully here. There's always this feeling that we're not doing enough, not being enough, Like we constantly need to fix something or optimize something. It's really strange. You know, last summer, I met someone you would have loved, so courageous, and so deeply scared of so many things. I wish I could have taken that fear away from them. When in some ways, it was even stronger than mine. And I'll admit, I feel kind of disconnected now. You're not in my life anymore, at least not the way you used to be. And there are so many things missing that once felt so natural, so given. And then I catch myself thinking how fleeting life is, how I should be doing more, creating more, expressing more before it's too late. But then I remember you, and it calms me down, because I realize all this pressure, all this fear, this constant urge to control life, it's just like a very elaborate detour. So I'm learning to stay, learning to be present with the pressure, with the dissociation, the anxiety, not to push it away, not to fix it, but to let it be there. Because, you didn't know either what your life would bring, or how suddenly it would end. None of us do. And did I tell you that we're going to Egypt next week? I know you wanted to go there too, so we'll take you with us. I think it's important to remember that we don't all start in the same place. Some of us come into this world and learn how to be free, and some of us come into this world learning how to survive first, how to adapt and to carry things that were never truly ours to carry. And some of us come into this world to break cycles, and maybe you are a cycle breaker yourself. Maybe you're breaking the cycles of your ancestors, and maybe you're carrying so much, not only from your own past, but also from their past, so much heavy stuff that it's just not as easy for you to go as fast and to be as carefree and as lighthearted as someone else. So don't compare yourself. That's pretty ableist anyway, because you're on your own path. And I also think that it's okay to have that feeling of, feeling that you're not quite there yet, or that something's missing, or someone is missing, or that you're annoyed by random motorcycles right in front of your window, which aren't supposed to be there. All of that is okay. And like I said, there are moments where I feel like I'm missing my life. There's a double meaning to that. And I'm glad about this feeling, actually, because it shows me that I'm longing for connection, because that's what we're all longing for. Connection. Not just with other people, but with ourselves, and with this moment, like this feeling of being actually here. And you can't force that, you can't manufacture connection. That's the bullet. My son's 7th birthday, which is flying around making this noise here. I wanted to say that you can't manufacture connection. You can't fake it. You can't fake it through success or achievements or admiration. I mean, you can build a whole life that looks like perfectly full and fulfilled from the outside, but is actually very hollow and empty from the inside. But I don't think that's what we want who found each other here. So, yeah, I mean, we know that connection doesn't come with accumulation and achievement. We know that. We know that it comes from what we allow, especially if we allow that which frightens us, that which is uncomfortable, that which challenges us. And if we open ourselves, if we make ourselves vulnerable, that's where connection begins. That's where it's born. That's what nurtures connection. And when I think about it, it becomes clear to me why this feeling of missing my life hurts so much. Why it kind of, I mean, could also say I don't care about it, but I do, because it's painful. And because it's not emptiness, because it's sensitivity, maybe high sensitivity, but anyway, it's awareness, and that's a good thing. And it's a part of me that refuses to settle for a life that, feels disconnected or distant for some reason. Because there is a part of me that just wants to feel closer to life and just to merge with it. And I don't know, like yesterday before I fell to sleep, I just asked myself, it's so weird actually that we're talking about ourselves and our life, even though everything's intertwined. I think that's just such an interesting phenomenon. Why do we do that? And how we actually construct this image of our lives in the future, of ourselves, how and who we want to be. And anyway, yeah, I changed my view on that quite a bit since last year. Yeah, I'm glad about that. Can I ask you another question? Did you feel like your life was truly yours? Even in those last years when your body was so tired and connected to all those machines, moving through so much pain and uncertainty, when you couldn't make plans anymore because you constantly had to go to the hospital. There was barely anything left you could eat, even though you were such a gourmet. Every time I eat buckwheat pancakes and drink yogi tea, I'm with you. Kisses on the foreheads of the lovers wrapped in your arms. You've been hiding them in hollowed out pianos left in the dark. Got the music in you, baby, tell me why. Got the music in you, baby, tell me why. You've been locked in here forever and we just can't say goodbye. 'Cause So I just started editing this video, and I already can tell that it's going to be pretty personal and vulnerable and poetic. And I've just noticed that, yeah, the algorithm doesn't really like it when I make videos like these. But I honestly don't care, because I feel this is what this platform is actually meant to be about. It's, you know, when I look into my feed right now, I see so much more AI generated content than just 1 year ago. And to be honest, I like some of those videos. I watch them myself, you know, they're not all bad. That's not the point, but I truly feel like, you know, what makes YouTube special to me is people sharing their personal stories, their personal perspectives, their ways of seeing things. And, you know, this creates connection and, you know, connection with a collective like made up of individuals that have their own personal stories and that might resonate with yours. And that's really special. That's really beautiful. Like, I made real friendships, deep friendships here on this platform through these videos that are very, you know, vulnerable. And I don't know. AI couldn't do that. That's just the difference, because like, we're living beings. So, and I'm talking about, you know, living life and missing your life. And I feel like this topic of postponing your life or delaying your life and missing out, it's just so universal and so deeply human. And if you watch until this point, you probably can relate a little bit in some way. So you're not alone. You know, I just hardly know anyone who can't relate in some way to this feeling. And I just wanted to offer my personal perspective here, and also a little bit the one of my sister, because I feel like there needs to be a counterbalance to all this pressure to constantly optimize ourselves, you know, to be more, in a sense of not being enough, and to do more and to become more. And I just wanted to say that it's okay to feel disconnected sometimes from your life. Because again, like, what creates the most suffering is the resistance against our feelings. And I know I said that several times, but sometimes I need a reminder myself. So yeah, maybe if you feel this constant pressure, like you're being chased by something or by someone, it's worth pausing for a moment and looking a little deeper, like into your own story, into your family's story, and into the path that led you here. Because who are you really? I mean, you're all of that. You're a vast history, or herstory, you know, of so many circumstances, so many winding roads that somehow led you exactly to this moment. That's you. That's us. And I mean, look at me, I'm 43, and yeah, sometimes I look at my life and I feel, I don't know, that I'm not living up to my full potential, or like somehow something is missing, that somehow I'm still longing for something. I don't feel fully fulfilled. And yeah, and that scares me sometimes, to be honest. It does. I really want to take my sister's example. Like, she was so good at that, you know, just leaving behind just as many small moments of joy and beauty and vulnerability. Yeah. Because I feel there's already so much harshness in this world, and so much cold and transactional energy. And that's not how I want to live. And I figure you also don't want to live like that. That's not how I want to be. That's why I made this video. And you watched it till this point, and that makes you special. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah, this video is coming to an end now, but I have to tell you that one of my favorite books is The Never-Ending Story.